Healthquest has created a few items to support the launch of PCPCM. The first thing that has been created is a client card for the non-specific ULI, and the patient is named non-specific in the first name and patient as the last name. This is added to the EMR once you are on version 4.4.68 or later. A workflow suggestion that we have is that you book this patient on your schedule for the first couple weeks of participating in the program until you get in the flow of doing your time tracking on a daily basis. The time tracking template that's been created is to be created on a non-specific client card every day for each physician in your clinic who is participating in PCPCM. The template is available by contacting support, and they will be able to add it into your EMR for you. This time tracking template comes with 3 defaults, one for each particular day that you're going to be making your submissions for. So it'll either be a weekday, a weekend, or a statutory holiday. The statutory holiday and weekend, they are the same, but the setup is just a little bit different. For this example, I won't be opening the defaults. Those just populate the service codes into the fields when you're ready for billing. So we'll open up just the generic version right now. And as today is a Wednesday, based off of this visit date, the weekday fields have appeared. If today happened to be a statutory holiday, we can just check off this box and the fields will change to the weekend and statutory holiday fields. And if you happen to be doing your time tracking on a weekend, then the same fields will appear as the statutory holiday. So to start our day each day, we start entering our time, and you can do this in any order, but for me, I find that it's clearer if I start at the beginning and work my way through. So at the beginning of the day, we do indirect care, and I review labs, and I get started with my day and take care of any outstanding tasks that might need to occur. Then I'm going to see my patients from 8:30 in the morning, and my last one is currently booked at 3:45, ending at 4 p.m. This time can vary, so if your last appointment runs later in the day, just make sure you update it later on. I can also see here that I have a lunch break from 12 till 12:45, so we enter this in as breaks and out-of-basket services. So 12 o'clock till 12:45. We can see here that this number appears in red and generates into this field here. These calls need to be manually subtracted from the other ones that you enter in the day. This needs to be updated. This is a 24-hour clock. I also have a driver's medical booked in the morning, a WCB appointment, and a driver's medical in the afternoon. These are non-insured services or out-of-basket services, so these also need to be calculated with this field here. And instead of putting it in with a start time and an end time, I'm going to just enter the calls in minutes. So my driver's medicals are 30 minutes, my WCB appointment is 15, so I'm going to enter 75 minutes here for an additional 5 calls. At the end of the day, I'll take care of any finalizing of my patient care, maybe write referrals from yesterday, and I will finish this up between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. for another 4 calls. So each of your calls are totaled into this section here. You do want to ensure that you're picking weekday fields and not the weekend and holidays unless appropriate. And you will need to manually remove these breaks from your calls. So for the PC001, those are your daytime direct care. So we're going to take these 30 calls and subtract the 8 from here. So that's going to be 22 calls. My indirect care is another 8 calls. And I didn't provide any direct care after hours, so I will not complete this field. Once your time tracking is done and you have your service codes entered up here with your calls, you're able to hit the bill button just like you would with any other patient throughout the day. Just double check what you've got entered here, mark it done, this one, mark it done. And we don't need to add any additional because we only completed these 2 service codes today, and we can close it. And now when we look, this patient has faded into the background, so we know that they're billed and that's been completed for the day.